Happy Monday, good evening. Welcome to City In It, where we will talk City In It. But you know what? We're also going to talk Man United. We're also going to talk Arsenal. We're also going to talk Liverpool. We won't talk Spurs because that has no impact on us whatsoever. So leave them be. Joined this week by the man that is I'm very envious of right now because he's just told me that he's on holiday. So, what are you saying?
I am good, bro. I'm in 40 degrees in Greece. Yeah. A little mythos. Is the internet connection good enough?
Yeah. And there's no music, which is good. So
yeah, I walked around,
actually,
bro.
No,
it's
there is
big bar.
I was just being deaf. There is music.
I'll mute my mic when I don't speak. But I'm good.
Rhodes, yeah?
I'm in Rhodes. 40 degrees, bro. It's fantastic.
You've been there before?
Yeah, many years ago, but when I was
a
kid, when I was 4 years old or something.
The old town there's beautiful, man. It's well nice.
Yeah, we're going there tomorrow, actually.
It's lovely, really, really nice. And then the beaches there. There's a few decent like kind of bars along the beach. Well, not bars. They're like kind of what they're called. Them bougie beaches.
Tavernas, I think.
Yeah,
right?
That's it. Yeah. But the sand's weird. The sand's black and full of rocks. But anyway.
Yeah, it's okay here.
Take flip flops. Take Cass with you. Joined as well by Martin, who happened to be on the show this morning with Cass. Easy show for you, was it, Martin?
The quietest I've been for about 45 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. Watching it for me, I didn't find it easy. I found it fucking annoying, bro. Liverpool fans, yeah, they don't understand the irony, right, of telling Man United fans to be humble while they're getting carried away and acting like Gravenberch is fucking Rodri all of a sudden. So
they have got a bit giddy. I noticed that they've got very, very giddy.
And you were spot on when they're going on about Gravenberch. It was like, but 2 weeks ago you were saying you needed a 6 badly. Now all of a sudden Gravenberch is it. Gravenberch, and it happened January, February this year with fucking what's his name as well, didn't it? With Endo, where there was a period where they're actually really rating Endo, but it's what it is. It's all fun and games. You sit there laughing because you know how the story ends, and that's the beauty of this. And finally, the man himself, Tone. What are you saying, Tone? You good?
I'm well, mate. Yeah, busy day, but all good. Ready to go. Happy. City are good. United are shite. I'm happy, mate. I mean, what more do you need?
Taking that shirt off. That shirt's been on for about a week.
I know. Marie's like, I'll put in a bloody wash. Like, you must be joking. I'm on pods this week.
I still haven't got it yet. I'm not gonna lie. While we're here, did any of you lot get Oasis tickets? By the way,
yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I did. I got lucky. Got Wembley Stadium. Couple for other half an eye.
Nice.
Martin, don't ask Martin about his son though. He got 4 and go on, Martin. He's fuming. Look.
Did you get in, Martin?
Move on.
Do you not get him now?
Just move on. No. I'm still trying to bargain with my son to release 2 of the 4 he got on pre-sale.
Right. So in our group chat, yeah. Shall I name him? One of our pals has got 4, and he's selling 3 of them, but he's saying he wants £500 each, and we are like, all right, to randoms, no problem, but to us, like, how much? Steve hit him with 850 for 3 earlier, and he didn't. He said no. So we will see. 850 for 3.
Greedy bastard, that one.
For 3.
And he said no.
Standing. Is that Heaton Park? Did you say that's?
Yeah, Heaton Park. That's it. Heaton Park. Yeah, that's it.
That can be a mate, Daps. That's not okay to making money on friends.
Oh, listen. I'm just
don't
here
like that.
because right now, yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't bother joining to try and get them because I was driving back from Colchester, and it's what it is, man. I can't lie. I can't think about spending 400 quid or whatever on tickets for next summer. It's too far away for me to even think about that at the moment.
Do you know what it is, mate? I've seen them twice. So it was, you know what it was for me? It was more my son seeing them. Saw them in 96, saw them in 2009. It wasn't about me. It was about me 14-year-old going. I wanted it.
Well, listen, don't get my back up about 14-year-olds wanting to go and see fucking Oasis, Martin, because then we'll have a different conversation, right?
Oh, you're not one of these. You weren't a fan back then.
Yeah, but exactly. And that's the thing. We've got grown men like us having to join queues.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna join a queue to see Central fucking Sea, right? I'll leave that to them lot. So therefore, leave me to get my Oasis tickets.
He's telling lies. You know Daps was in the Taylor Swift line.
Front row.
No. Do you know what it did to me, Daps? It did I got the worst case. 8 a.m. straight into the waiting room. Happy as, here we go. 9 a.m. refresh, puts me into the queue. I'm going. And then boots me.
Yeah, see, I was in the waiting room.
I was fuming.
I was in that waiting room, 8:20 when it opened, and 10:30 I got tickets. And all my mates were like, oh, bloody about 2-3 o'clock, they were getting offered £600 a ticket and just for standing. And they were like, this dynamic pricing shite. So they were like, no. I love Oasis, but I'm not paying that.
It was only at 2 p.m. There was still some left, but it was only, the £300 ones.
Yeah.
VIP
toilet and a burger and all this crap. 350 quid to have a toilet and a burger.
But the thing is, I've got mates down here, right, that I know. Look, if we were pissed out of our heads somewhere and Wonderwall comes on, they probably know the chorus, right? But they're all spent the whole of their Saturday in the waiting list. I'm thinking, what is going on? You lot don't even. But yeah, I'll be honest. I'll end up going and I'll end up paying way over the odds for it. But I can't even be bothered thinking about it until next summer. But I did think about. I have sorted my flights and my hotel for Slovakia in a month's time.
Nice one. Nice one. Bro.
Are you going, Simon? I wasn't sure if you'd be coming.
I was planning on going to that game, but I have 10 new agents starting that day, so I can't go. I have 2 weeks of teaching them and helping them get started and all that, so I can't go for that game. So I think I'll wait for an away day after we qualify for knockouts.
And I'm sure, Martin, you'll be at Inter, right?
Yeah, no, I'm planning to do 2 of the away games. I've already got them sort of planned. I'm going to do my planned Juventus.
I want to do Juventus.
And the other one was PSG.
I see. The thing is, will some of the aways be in next year? There will be, won't they?
January-ish.
Yeah, so I can
one is in January. Only one.
So I'll do the one in January then, and then I'm doing God, I forgot the name of the team we're playing now. But come on,
home game.
The away game, second game, the game I'm going to.
Bratislava.
Bratislava, thank you, Bratislava.
Oh.
I'm doing Bratislava. £77 return flights, Sunday to Wednesday.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
Wow.
77
very nice.
quid. So any City fans, if you're willing to travel from Stansted, that's where there's a few of us. I think there's about 6 of us already flying from Stansted Sunday to Wednesday. 77 quid. Got a nice 4-star hotel over there for 220 quid as well, a room. So everything's good. And we're flying into. The only thing is we're flying into Vienna and then going to spend a few hours in Vienna. Then just get a taxi because a taxi for 4 of us will be about 20 quid each over.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's get into football. Right, we've had a great weekend. Great weekend. There is a lot to talk about. By the way, anyone that's looking at the title, I thought I would do what our good friends over at the Football Terrace do every single international break. What they do is, firstly, they tell us that a team is scary. So do you know what? I thought for once we can be the fucking scary team. Manchester City are scary, right? And the second thing you do is a 115 update because it's international break. So I guarantee you, while the news is low, in the next 10 days, something will come out that actually hasn't come out about Manchester City being cheats and 115 being one step closer. So I thought I'd put it in the title. Anyone that's watching us now, I know fuck all about 115. And And no one else knows anything about 115, but I guarantee you I'm calling it first. In the next 10 days, people will do shows about 115. So here we are. However, what I do know is we won again. Erling Haaland scored a hat-trick again. No Rodri, no Foden, no Stones. Ake and Walker, I think, were on the bench. Was Walker on the bench?
Yeah, he come on.
Yeah, Walker did come on, didn't he? Yeah, actually, for the last few. And another great performance for us, to be fair. Look, for me as well, I looked at that game as a potential banana skin. In fact, you know what? My mate who I live with, he does this sweepstake at work where you all basically pick you have to pick a team that you guaranteed to win, right? And you're only allowed to use that team once each game week. And as that team, if your team gets put out, you don't go through to the next stage. And he was going, right, what teams are bankers this week? And I said, for me, the only bankers I see is Arsenal against Brighton and Chelsea against Crystal Palace. What do I know? But I saw it as a difficult game. We've got two away trips to London out the way already. Tone, talk on the game, mate. What do you see?
I thought we were amazing. First half, I thought we were outstanding. That was peak. I mean, Kovacic was unbelievable. Haaland's the machine. Rico, again, he's getting better every game, I will admit. I've had question marks about him in the past. I've been on shows. I'm sure Martin will have a nice grin in a minute because I have questioned Rico before. Not that I don't think he's good, just this level. Well, he's proved me and everybody wrong. Well, everybody that's questioned him wrong.
Me as a fullback as well.
Yeah, he's so good. I was at the centre, but Diaz, bar the own goal, was really good. Akanji, fine. Edison made a great save at the end.
De Bruyne,
and De Bruyne looks back to his best. I mean, he looks sharp. The one game a week thing I think helps, and if they can continue that and rest him for some of the midweeks, they're going to have a fully firing Kevin De Bruyne, and he's the best player in the league. When everybody is on it, in my view, De Bruyne's the best player. So it was just amazing. Second half, we sort of, little early season stuff crept in. It did against Ipswich.
Usually 55 to 65 minute job with City.
Yeah.
It's always that period, yeah.
Yeah, it just started to creep in a little bit. Walker come on and had two head loss moments in about 2 minutes, which that's not going to help him at the moment. But look, it's a brilliant win. West Ham are very good, but we look phenomenal. And nothing short of that, considering it is early doors, we look amazing.
Actually, I've thrown no Savio as well, which is probably worth mentioning as well. Martin, who stood out to you?
Everyone. I thought we were all good. Thought Grealish was a lot more dynamic and a bit more direct, which I loved. Taking on his man, being more braver. Apparently, was told before the game, that's what he wanted and that's what he gave. I think Tone's been very harsh on Walker. I mean, Jesus Christ, 2 minutes. First 2 minutes of the whole season, and people are digging in on him. Do you know what it is with Rico and me? I think he's brilliant. I don't think the plan for Rico is to be a right back.
I was convinced it wasn't, but at this point,
I'm telling you now, I still think he'll end up in midfield. I don't think the plan will be he stays right back long term, which will be an interesting conundrum when Walker does go, whether we go into the market and get an actual. I think that will show next summer. I know we're way ahead. If we're going by a right back, that will show what the long term plan is for Rico. Regarding his positioning wise, but what really impressed me the most was with 20 minutes to go. That 20-minute spell when West Ham were putting us under the pressure, which you expect. They're a damn good team. I thought it was going to be a hard game, but Pep turns around, takes Doku off, takes Grealish off, and brings on Nunes and Gundogan just to slow it all back down again.
Yeah.
Just to get that, slow it down. Start passing the ball back for 5 minutes. Get that composure back, and that's what I'm loving about us at the minute. We've no longer got a plan A. We've now got a plan A, plan B, and plan C, just to change. It's like we've got an answer for every single question at the moment.
We are hard to beat.
That's what I'm loving about it.
Do you know we spoke on spoke on this before the show started about, I think, Tone, you said you did a poll on your Twitter for the City's
best ever squad.
And do you know what, right? So I used to have a real bee in my bonnet about when rivals said City, we can't compete with City. They have 2 in every position, right? And I used to have a bee in my bonnet because I would sit there and go, we don't know. We don't. Whereas,
we do.
You know what? Whereas, and it's the most, right, it's maths that it's simple maths that does not work out in my head, right? Because we didn't hit the transfer window heavy at all. We hit it very lightly. But all of a sudden, I'm looking at it, and look, I know we've got a few injuries, which right now people aren't talking about the fact that, we've got Savio injured, we've got Bob injured, we've got Foden. We'll come on to Foden later. Stones, Walker hasn't been starting. But if you go through the team, we do pretty much have 2 in every single position, apart from, of course, through the middle, the big man at the top. But it is weird. And when I look at it, I kind of think it's. And then on top of that, you look at the mentality and the winners we've got in the team. And I probably think, look, someone will go, but we've done a treble before. We've got 100 points before. We've done this. We've done that. You're right what you said, Tone. It's the start of the season. I'm not saying this will end up being the best ever City team.
But
if we look at squad going into the season, the squad is strong. The squad is really, really strong. And I'm glad you mentioned Núñez, because we can be wrong as fans and pundits, whatever you want to call us, we can be wrong. And firstly, I'm with you, Martin. I'm Rico Lewis. I'm convinced he's a midfielder, right? Do you know what? He is a midfielder. That's what he is as a trade. And I think it's unfair to talk about him as a right back. However, he seems to be doing a job. Mr. 142 in the comments, you've got an Arsenal shirt on a new emoji. No one cares. This is called City Innit. I guarantee you every City fan that is watching this cares. Now, if you as an Arsenal fan decide to watch this show, I don't care that you don't care. It just confirms you're a pretty fucking thick bastard, really.
No, they don't get it, Daps. He doesn't care, but he's watching a City show.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, after that result, after that result at the weekend, we will come onto your club. Do not worry. We will talk about Arsenal today. You might want to stay for that bit. But now, Rico Lewis, I think it suits him the minute that teams allow us to pin them back into their own half. That's where Rico Lewis comes into his prime, because he can just go and sit next to this weekend Kovacic and just play the football that he can play. But on Núñez as well, I was convinced that Núñez should have gone, right? Núñez has decided to stay, and
he's loving it.
What? Well, I was happy I can't lie. Look, I was happy for him because he came on, and when he came on, I was doing a watch along with Cass, and Cass goes, "Do you know what? This is where he'll be good because he keeps hold of the ball." And in games like this, where you just need, do you know who could have done with Núñez yesterday? Fucking hell, Man United. Just to keep hold of the ball, but then to thread that assist as well. And you could see when the camera went onto him that it meant a lot. That's important for him. Simon, anyone stand out to you? Apart from Erling, by the way, who we actually haven't mentioned yet.
No, I like Grealish. I like a lot from Grealish. But the player outside of Haaland who stood out for me was Lewis. I think we're underrating his defensive abilities. When there's dead balls against us, his ability to defend on the back post is very good. That's an area where Walker struggles sometimes, I'm very impressed with just his defensive abilities. They are way better this season than what I thought I knew they were. So if I can pick one outside of Haaland, definitely be Lewis. I'm very impressed, and it's his spot to lose now. I think he's in my FPL, so it's definitely his spot to lose.
Well, and the thing is,
Kovacic, yeah.
No, that's true, Martin. True.
Fraser just does as well, to be fair. Yeah.
Oh, he's there, Daps.
There we go.
He's here.
I know. I don't know. I'm trying to work out if he's talking about me there.
Tell what me and Sol. I think there's me, you, and Sol.
All of us get hay fever as well. Hold on. 1 assist and suddenly Nunes becomes starting player. These uncles. Who said starting player? What? I said I'm happy got an assist. Bro, there's not a chance Nunes is starting for me. Does that mean I'm not an uncle now? By the way, as well. Actually, as well, another thing to me and my circle of friends, and when I get called an uncle, it's a term of endearment. So thank you, Nitin. But now I wouldn't listen. Don't ever get it twisted. He is not a start for me. It's good to see that he can come on. And do you know what? We looked a little bit tired when he came on. I actually think we needed someone with legs to get on the pitch. So
Grealish was knackered. Yeah, Grealish was exhausted. You could see he was absolutely done. He had to come off.
Yeah. So I think look, I can't imagine at any point apart from the Carabao Cup him being a starter. But it's good to have these choices. I
do.
What, you think he could be a starter?
I don't mean in the big games.
Right, in Carabao Cup.
No, I'm talking. He's not going to play against Liverpool or United or but I think you can roll him out in certain games. The thing is, at the moment, we're playing this no rotation. If you're playing well, you're staying in. That's not going to continue. They're not going to all play 60-odd games in a season. So they will all, and like I said it on mine, Nunes, the board were happy for Nunes to go. It was Pep who asked for Nunes to stay.
Yeah.
Pep was the one who stopped Nunes going. Let
me ask you a question. But let me ask you a question. Do you think Pep would have done that if we hadn't seen injuries to Bob? We hadn't seen maybe Foden. And I know Foden's not injured at the moment, but it's still a reminder to the manager that, you know what, things can happen. So if we weren't missing a few players, do you think Pep still would have said keep him?
Yeah, potentially. Do you know what it is with me with Nunes, Daps? I've seen fans give Calvin Phillips more time than what they give Nunes.
Yeah,
which baffles me at the minute. This is baffling me. Some fans are more patient with Calvin Phillips. And Nunes, no one's saying Nunes is going to come on and play 40 games. But if he can play 20 games and, do bits in games, he's an asset.
Yeah. I do hear it with the Calvin Phillips thing because Nunes has already, and before Saturday, Nunes had shown me more ability than Calvin Phillips had already in the game he played. Like he hasn't looked, he hasn't lost us games, which Calvin Phillips really had done. So I do hear it on that. Just want to go through the super chats quick. Firstly, hold tight, Luke. Good evening, love to all the panel. Luke, I was actually going to message you to see if you wanted to jump on, but I've been rushing around. Well, so was I for a period. Hold tight, Nick. Good show, boys. Vardy looked poor on the weekend, but the rest were great. Just go game by game. Let's not look too far in front. Harlem Machine. Do you know what? On Vardy, I was kind of thinking Vardy maybe didn't have the best of games.
Yeah,
I don't think he had a stinker, but I'd probably agree with you on that. And finally, end the stream, Dave. Do you guys think Pep will renew his contract, or should we, as fans, mentally prepare for the inevitable? Well, I'm preparing myself for the inevitable. I am, but I prepare myself for the inevitable going into most games. I
don't even think he's going to sign a 1-year deal. I think he'll sign a 3 or 4-year deal. I think he's staying there and he's staying there a while.
I think at least 2, yeah.
I don't think he's planning on going nowhere.
Yeah.
He's
you can just look at him at the minute. The one thing you need to keep Pep's always said it. If these lads have stopped being hungry and they look a bit bored and they look like they're not interested anymore, I'll go.
Yeah.
But you listen to Pep, even he's shocked at the way. It's not even the results. Take the results out. I don't think anyone was expecting the work rate and the effort 3 games in. No one was expecting this. Yeah. No one was expecting Erling Haaland 3 games in to be rolling back into midfield or going back into left back to win balls or Kovacic gliding around like he looks like Modric, prime Modric. No one was expecting any of this, not at this stage. This was 10, 12 games in. 3 games in, this is massive.
Yeah.
But what we're doing right now, and the players look hungry, they look like they want it, and they just look like they get it at the moment. It's so weird. It's like we've got up a level, and I know it's only 3 games, so it's all calm. Let's see where we go. But
I think that's. I agree with you. He does it, but I don't know. Do you know what? For me, it's my coping mechanism. So I'm one that will prepare myself for the worst always.
You're a pessimist. That's what it's called, Debs.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Still got that city, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, bro.
That's never leaving you. It left me. No, do you know what it is with me, Daps? Said it all. See, this is fun season for me. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm enjoying
it right now. Fucking hell.
I'm just going to enjoy this.
I'm not going to lie. The start to this season is very enjoyable. And the fact that, look, Rodri. This is the key. It's like we're being allowed to try things out, and it's working for once, right? And that is a good sign. For me, we'll just touch on Erling quickly. I think Pep after the game actually spoke on him and said, look, last season he had niggles, he wasn't happy, wasn't feeling comfortable, and so he wasn't staying in training, whatever. I honestly think this summer of kind of rest for Erling has helped him massively because he just looks. It sounds mad because obviously first season Erling looked scary. I don't think first season Erling looked anything like he does right now.
No, he looks better now than ever. It's not even close.
Even little things. City posted a clip up of, I think it was against, it was against Ipswich. A little link up between him and him and another player on the edge of the box, and Erling nutmegging someone, right? Against West Ham on Saturday. Just anyone see him track back? Pretty much the last man on the pitch.
Yeah.
And put in. These are things that you probably wouldn't have seen from Erling last season or the season before. He looks possessed. And this is good. The more goals Erling Haaland scores in the next season or two, the longer that man stays with us. Because look, Shearer's record is a lot, right? When you really look at it, but the more goals Erling Haaland sees, all of a sudden that record of Shearer's looks within touching distance, and then it means he stays. So, look, I think we're firing. We're absolutely firing. 2 home games after the international break, which is another blessing. Hooks told you earlier, Martin, that he thinks Arsenal are going to beat City at the Etihad.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been as confident going into a game, by the way?
What was that based on? I mean, honestly, anyone can win any game, but
he's a legendary waffler, that guy. So I would not take it for anything.
Do you know what? And I remember what I said earlier. Right now, if we were playing Real Madrid, I'm going in confident.
Oh, right now.
I'm not scared of any team right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not scared of any team. And by the way, that's not just home. This is away.
Yeah. I think they've got to remember we played 2 away games this season. Yeah. We played 2 away games this season. That is the truth. And the fact is no Rodri. And
no Rodri, no Foden, no Savio, no Walker,
no Stones.
No Stones.
Yeah.
No Stones.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No Oscar Bob.
That's like Arsenal taking Declan Rice, Saka, Odegaard, Saliba all out the team and going, off you go, lads. We'll win these 3 in a row.
Yeah, no chance would they? And they wouldn't have won these games. Now, the thing that's downplaying, I was watching a show last night, and a City fan was downplaying that, we played teams at a good time, Chelsea and West Ham. And they're going, well, have we, though? Because I thought it was a good time to play us at this time. That's what I've always been told.
Yeah. Oh, no, now it's changed.
Yeah, it's all changed, but...
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
No, I think you're spot on with that. The whole thing of people don't want to... Last season, ultimately, it was factual. You play City without Rodri,
Mm.
you get a point at very least, right?
Yeah.
Now, no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about that whole Rodri myth. All of a sudden, is out the window. It's completely out the window.
4 on the bounce. And I know everyone, I got this.
No, it's 4. It's Carabao Cup. Bro, if United won that game, then that game would have counted.
No, but my point is the bottom's making it, as you know, Daps and everyone else. We don't even win Carabao Cup games or FA Cup games when Rodri's not involved. Rodri was that pivotal to us at that time.
Yeah.
And now we've gone 4 games. I don't care if it's the Uncle Ben's trophy, but we are simply, we were in a rut where no Rodri, no sitter.
Yeah.
It was that important. Because someone used to always ask me, who is the best player of the season? And I used to say, Foden's the best player, but Rodri was the most important.
Yeah.
Because Foden was going right up to his potential. Rodri was that important for our whole system.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm like, it tells you something because Rodri's on the bench at West Ham. Fit as a fiddle, apparently, raring to go, doesn't get on the pitch.
Yeah.
To a point where Rodri was even a bit, not moaning, but was a bit like, how come I didn't come on?
Which is so good.
You asked for a rest, Sunshine.
Yeah, exactly.
You asked for a rest. You're getting one. Don't moan at me now. And this is what I've always said. Players, when they go about a rest, they're talking a game or 2. They're not talking 4 or 5 games.
No. Rodri's itching now. You know Rodri's itching, but this is the thing. The beauty is that with him, we've got a player that we know, like, do we start him against Brentford?
This is it, Daps. Just say, this is it. This is what I said yesterday, is there is a serious question now. Look, Rodri is the best player in the world for the last couple of years. I am in no way saying we don't need Rodri. But there is a genuine question there now. Does he start against Brentford because of how well the others have done?
And he should. He should.
Ask that question.
But who gets dropped? Who comes out?
No. But for me, right, the way I would look at Rodri is you either start him against Brentford or you bring him on for the last 30, right? I would probably swing towards starting him and then bringing him off in about the 60th minute or something, just to. But at the same time, I do believe that it's not essential he gets to 90 minutes before the Arsenal game.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't we all agree that he should definitely start against Arsenal? If we do, he needs to play some minutes before the Arsenal game, and he has to play in the international break for Spain. He has 1 game there. Get 60 minutes there. Start him at Brentford. Maybe play him 60 to 90 minutes, and then start him at Arsenal. That's how I would do it.
Yeah. He has to start against Arsenal. I'm not naive enough. I'm not naive enough to. Yeah, for me, I'm not naive enough to go, do you know what? Yeah. Listen, last season, Rodri got suspended for the Arsenal game, right? And I said on City Extra, I said, who needs Rodri? We'll go to the Emirates with Kovacic in the 6 and we'll still win. I'm not going to be naive like that. Rodri must start against Arsenal.
The middle point is Kovacic has been arguably some out of our 3 games, 2 man of the match.
Yeah.
What message was that sent to Kovacic?
Hold on, I haven't said drop Kovacic yet.
Who's been dropped?
Who you dropping then?
Against Arsenal, I'd possibly play Rodri, Kovacic, and De Bruyne.
No Bernardo. Or would you play on the right?
No, I'd play Bernardo on the right, and I'd play Doku on the left, and Haaland through the middle. But this is dependent on if Foden comes back, because I can't see Foden. But for me, yeah, I probably would, because I don't like Doku on the right. I'll be honest with you. I prefer Doku on the left. So, but this is the beauty. This is the beauty. I don't think we can't all of a sudden make out like Kovacic is our 6. Kovacic is still an 8, right? It's just he's been able to do the role while Rodri's been, getting back to fitness.
But you got Gundo as well. We're forgetting Gundo's back. Like you said, Foden, best player in the Premier League last season. He's suddenly now, well, hang on, where are we putting Foden? Because De Bruyne's on fire. This squad, and you guys, I'm sure, realise it, but there is a large group of people, they do not realise how bloody good this squad is. In midfield, it is madness. I mean, it is nuts.
I mean,
this
look,
thing.
And this is a truth that right here, we will have people that will be going, Nunes isn't good enough. Kovacic has his flaws. If Manchester City are fully fit, those two for me don't start. Right. And Kovacic has been great. But I would love to go up against I would love to go into the Arsenal game, probably with a Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan for me would be what I roll back the years, because I think this will be the last time we see De Bruyne and Gundogan play together this season. But at home, roll back the years, them three for me. I don't know if we'll see that, because this is the beauty. Right now, De Bruyne will start most games. Foden's not back yet. When Foden comes back, I would imagine we will see Foden and De Bruyne rotated quite a lot. Or maybe we'll see De Bruyne and Gundogan rotated a lot. This is what we're looking at here is third world problems, right? We're literally sat here going Foden, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Kovacic. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And in January or December, we're going to have the same issue again with wingers, because we're going to be going, hold on, Grealish, Doku, Bob, Savio. Oh, hold on, Bernardo can play there. Sorry, I didn't even... This is what I'm saying.
What are you doing with that Chivada?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? And like Elders just said, Stones, all of a sudden with defences, right? With John Stones. What are we doing with John Stones?
Nathan Ake. What's happening with Ake? But Gvardiol, look, I'm a massive fan of his, as you all lads are. He was the weakest player. He kept misjudging long balls, which was really weird. I don't know where his head was, but he's a brilliant player. He still starts in the next game. Gvardiol.
Oh, right,
yeah. But Ake, Pep may have gone, oh, he's a bit off. That's Ake, maybe, then brought in. You know, you never know with Pep. He can be ruthless if you have one sort of slight funny game. But Pep always says, if you play well, you will keep your spot. And he's kept his word with that so far. He has said, because they're all playing well, they will start. They played brilliantly at West Ham. So they may all start again against Brentford. And if they play well against Brentford, then comes Arsenal. Do we have Rodri and Foden both on the bench for that game? It could happen. It could.
This is why we kept saying in the summer, it's not as easy just to go and spend 300-400 million on all these players. Some people have to leave.
Yeah, 100%. Otherwise, you look, because right, John Stones just has to prove himself. That's what it is. An opportunity will arise. John Stones just has to prove himself, and by that, prove his fitness and prove his reliability, because that's the whole thing with Pep. Once Pep knows he can rely on you, and maybe with Stones at the moment, I think Pep knows in a big game, if there's an injury to someone else, he can rely on John Stones coming in and putting in one hell of a performance. But he can't rely on John Stones being fit. He can't. He really can't. And that's why I think so much time's probably been spent on teaching the likes of Akanji, teaching the likes of Rico Lewis, all of them to do a very similar role to John Stones. And they are now.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say Stones is a bit of a catch-22, really, because he needs time to get fit and look sharp. Stones, he's not someone who can sit out, come in and be banging straight at it. No. He needs time. But the problem is, the more time he plays, the more likely he is to get injured. So he's got a big season, mate, because if he's at the 40% mark again this year, I'm afraid he could be his final, I think.
Also, guys, we shouldn't neglect that having Gundo back allows us to play the midfield that won us the treble. So if Stones plays, he will invert into midfield. You can have Akanji as the right back. You have Diaz in the middle, and then Gvardiol Ake on the left.
Have you seen our midfield?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think having the players in the squad we have now, we can play Stones once a week. The problem with Stones is when he has to play twice or 3 times a week. So we have a squad right now that will allow us to just play Stones once a week, keep him fit, not overplay him, and then have the midfield that won us the treble. You know, we're talking about how should our midfield line up. Like having a midfield of Gundo, Kevin, and Rodri is both stable, defensively stable, and allows us a lot of creativity in the final third, both with Gundo's run into the box, Kevin's surging around the last third. I mean, I said it before the season or after the Chelsea game. We're gonna win a lot. I think we win everything this season. Everything. I think
including the Carabao.
Everything, bro. Every single trophy. I think we win.
Oh,
I said it. I'm putting the chest out there. I'm
You're
tripled
getting
down on
clipped.
this. I don't care. I firmly believe this. If I feel it, I have to say it. Don't I?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't it fake? That's what I
No,
feel.
I need to see us in Europe before I make those statements. I'll be able to tell in Europe. I'll be able to tell. You get a feeling. Away
Chest out,
games in
bro.
Europe, you really
Chest out.
Huh? No, bro.
Chest
I
out.
will have chest when it's bro. Listen, the season we won the Champions League, I was saying it, but you can tell the Champions League's one. I think you can really, really tell.
We've got a 2-week break. Don't forget, you're playing at Milan. People think people have got this idea that we've got a Champions League game every week, and we haven't.
Yeah,
we really haven't.
Weird.
People need to remember this.
Yeah,
we're in at Milan, and then we don't play. I think it's the 18th, if I'm right. We don't play again until the 1st of October.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this weird league group thing goes on till the end of Jan, doesn't it?
Well, I'm saying that there is no break in between of it anymore. So you're just going in between. And yes, you've got the Watford game, but that's the Watford game is when you'll probably see the likes of McAtee, Ortega. That's when it will properly rotate around.
It's not bad though, is it? You know what I mean? Well, who's coming in for that game? Well, give Foden a bit of time, Nunes, you know.
No, but Foden you might have to because, you know, with Foden, the reason Foden's off is the reason Foden's off.
What's the reason Foden's off, Martin?
So, well, according to Tony, he's got COVID.
No, I think he's got a stomach bug.
Look, him changing now quick.
No. I did say
you don't have a stomach bug for 3 weeks, Tony.
Yeah, I was going to say this one hell of a stomach bug.
You don't have a stomach bug for 3 weeks.
Back to back. Is he trying to do a 4-peat of fucking food poisoning or something?
Yeah, I heard it was COVID, but bad. But then someone said they saw him out and about somewhere. So he bloody knows. He's back anyway for Brentford, apparently.
He's got some illness because but the only trouble is they only keep saying illness, don't they?
Yeah,
so
I hate
the
them
only
ones.
word they ever keep saying illness.
Do you know what it could? Has anyone actually? Yeah, I don't want to start. It could be anything. Do you know what it is? Remember when David Silva was flying back to Spain a lot, and no one knew why he was kind of. And then it came out. Now I'm sure it is an illness of some sort, possibly COVID. COVID has been going around, but do you know what?
It's been going down badly around the UK.
Yeah,
badly around the UK.
It's what it is. I think it's one of those ones as well where, yeah, do you know what? The recovery on COVID, usually nowadays recovery on it's fine, but the recovery can be a bit mad on it as well. And if you're not feeling up for it, right, let's move on to a few other teams because everything's going good our side of the city. But over on the other side, it's not going so well. 10 years ago, there was a picture of Manchester United fans holding a flag saying, our players make history, your players play for money. 10 years on, we've done a fucking domestic treble, the official treble, 100-point season, all 5 trophies in one season. Meanwhile, we've had a few players, maybe Sanchez has won, turn us down and go to Old Trafford to win fuck all, but get paid shitloads. So it's kind of ironic. They've
Ronaldo
got a few
as well.
Huh?
Ronaldo as well.
Ronaldo was never coming to City.
No, I mean, when he rejoined United and got offered like 500k at United.
Yeah. But let me ask you 3 a question first. I'll start with you, Martin. Yesterday, who did you want to win?
If I'm honest, I mean, probably United, but I wasn't that bothered. Do you know what it is? I've gone past caring about them.
That's why I said I wanted.
Really gone past caring about them.
That's why I said I wanted United to win. Because
I said this the other day. I've said it for months. United fans are exactly what we were 20 years ago. We've swapped positions.
Nah.
I'm saying we swap
They're
positions.
worse. They're worse because the difference is, Martin. Like, we didn't know that much better, right? Especially you and I, our age, we didn't know much better. We were just and Tone, you're probably round about our age as well. So we didn't. And so you're not. I mean, you're a little young. You're a bit younger than us, but we didn't know much better, right? Whereas them lot,
Thank you, bro.
yeah, them lot, they know better. This is the thing. But you're right. It's just if you in hindsight's a beautiful thing, and I think I don't understand why all of a sudden they thought much was going to change this season.
It's the same routine every bloody summer. They spend 200 million on shite. They tell us they're unbelievable. We're amazing. Delit's the best defender ever. This chap they bought from Paris is that. It's funny because none of them start for their previous clubs. James Ducker, Man United fan, by the way. Oh, he's telling everyone how extraordinary their window was, how well they've done. It's the most coherent one they've ever had since Ferguson or whatever. It's absolute bollocks. They have bought, and I said this straight after the window, based on pound for pound. I understood why people said Liverpool had the worst window, but pound for pound, Man United had the worst window. They have just spent over 200 million on backup players. That's a fact. Man United fans can come on going, oh, you're bloody talking shit. He's good. No, they are backup players for the previous club. But that's straight, bar the young lad from
Euro. Yeah,
France.
Euro looked good for me, and they've been unlucky with him. That Euro looked good from what I
Not
saw.
at 60 million quid with a
Oh
year.
no,
left
I'm not.
on the
I'm not. I'm not
Yeah.
saying. I'm not saying look 60 million, but I think Euro looked good, right, from what I've seen of him. But I think you're right on the rest. If we look at Xerxes,
God, he's not a footballer, mate. There's no way he's a footballer.
It's not even a footballer. What
Bro,
is
they're
he?
shit. Bro, they're shit. I'm sorry, but they are utterly
don't be
and completely
sorry. By the way.
shit. They are. Bro, I watched the game down here with a Liverpool fan, a season ticket holder at the Cup, and she asked me who I wanted to win, and I said, I never wanted United to win, but a draw would have been perfect, but because I didn't want Liverpool to start believing that they could win the Premier League. And let me just tell you, they believe it already. She was like cooking me on beliefs, and I'm like, why are you talking already? Have you not seen City yet? But we were beating you when you had Klopp, and now you're giving me the big one just because you're beating a shit team of United. They are shit, and they have a shit coach. He's a fraud.
Liverpool fans have totally changed.
Oh, they've totally changed the tune, bro.
Majorly changed in a week.
It's
Yeah, but
insane.
they'll change back again when they lose a couple. It's the same old bullshit. But
2 weeks ago, they didn't buy anyone. The board was crap, and now the board's still crap. But you know, everyone's pleasing, and
it's always FSG's fault.
Yeah. And she said if they don't win, we only win because we have 115 charges. I was like, okay, bro.
I mean, do you think I don't think every player the board's crap. I mean, I do rate Maswalri. I don't mind him as I think he's decent right back.
He's decent. They're decent, Martin, but they have a shit coach. Like they will never reach the potential they have because he's so shit. That's
my
what I
issue
mean.
United, I look at the bench and I'm like, how is Johnny Evans, Christian Eriksen still even at that football club?
Yeah.
I was
what
told
are they doing there?
I was told yesterday, Man United's problem was we didn't have Mason Mount, which I burst out laughing. I spat coffee all over the bloody place. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That's general. We're missing someone like Mason Mount. Now, I'm sorry, if you're missing Mason Mount, you're in the bottom half and you're staying there because he's no good either. It's the same routine. United buy players, they tell us they're absolutely unbelievable. Around November time, they will then start going, oh, we don't invest enough, we don't spend that much, which is all lies. And then they want everybody out and all the rest of it. Then back next summer, they'll buy someone, we're back to the same thing. But I didn't care who won yesterday's game because I don't think either of them be in the title race. I definitely don't think Liverpool will be.
No, neither do
Man
I.
United, they're farcical. They're not even in the conversation. Liverpool won't be either. It's only City and Arsenal, in my view, that can win the league.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, on United, they're just it's Ten Hag for me. Look, I'm not going to act like I think the players they've got maybe to a certain extent is the level they're at, right? And this is the thing. they have to remember the level they're at. And the level they're at is not challenging. So I don't. Any Man United fan that talks about challenging is off their rocker.
Their squad is a top 4, bro. But when they have Ten Hag, I don't think they will even make top 5.
No. Well,
That's what I mean. Squad is top 5 quality, top 4 quality. Sorry.
Right.
Do you reckon? I think top 6.
Yeah,
top
well,
4.
when you say top 4, what you have to do there is, for me, you would look at, you got top 3. You got top 2, Arsenal and right now. Top 2, top 3, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, those squads, right? Then you've got your Newcastle, your Tottenham, your Man United, your Aston Villa. I would call that, I think, Tone, you're right. That's top 6 for me. It's top 6 level. But ultimately, I just think the manager is so ignorant, naive, what you want to call it. You're playing against the fact that he comes out and talks about the number of trophies that they have won, and he keeps saying, you know, we're second behind City on the number of trophies since I've arrived. Now, I've spoke to a few United fans, not that do content, actual United fans, and look, Man United, you can't pull the wool over their eyes long term. The older lot, yeah, with a couple of trophies, right? They also know about the quality of football. So Ten Hag saying that, they're looking at thinking, and he's gone into that game against a Liverpool team, right, that we all know, if you give Liverpool the ball, they can hurt you, right? And the fact that he's decided to not start Ahmad, who actually manages to keep hold of the ball, and they've gone with Rashford and Garnacho, who have no football IQ between them whatsoever. And that's all you saw. The ball just kept being given back to Liverpool, back to Liverpool. At no point did they have someone like Kovacic. Do you know what? Someone like even Nunes, yeah, that could just hold on to the ball, get the ball up the pitch without giving it back to you and inviting pressure back. United, and the problem is they won't get rid of him as well. By the way, Ten Hag won't be gone.
No,
So,
Guys, do you remember the interview Solskjaer did when he was in charge of United, when he talked about progressing? It's not just winning trophies. You can be not progressing, but winning a trophy, and that would just, you know, paint all the cracks or paint all the problems they have.
Yeah.
That is so true for what Ten Hag is doing right now. So they are not progressing at all. Their play is still shit. They're not a good team. There's no coherence in how they play. There's no plan. But since he's winning a trophy now and then, it you know, gets portrayed as progress, but they're not.
No, it's not
they're
progress.
simply not.
yeah.
So Garnacho for me, he's a good player, got a lot of promise, but they're talking about him like he's the second coming of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like he's nowhere near there. Well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like a petulant little child, Garnacho.
If he was that good, he wouldn't be at United in
I've
8th
watched
place.
it 3 times this season. One of the Community Shield when he tried to play silly buggers with Bernardo. And then yesterday, he falls to the floor like he'd been shot. Like, what are you doing?
I tell you what, right? Does any United player, and I'm talking their entire squad, get into City's squad, Arsenal squad, or even Liverpool? You could argue Liverpool, I think, but not even a player. I wouldn't take a single player in our match day 20. Not one. I wouldn't even contemplate one. They are that, because you used to be able to say, well, you'd have 2 or 3. Even a few years ago, 2 or 3, 4 maybe in the squad. Now, no. There aren't any.
Nah, you know what?
Guys, I'm gonna dip off. I have to go out to eat. My mom is calling me a lot. So talk to you.
Take care, mate.
Thank you, boys. Talk to
Enjoy
you.
your
Bye.
holidays, mate.
Take care, mate.
I don't see Mainu. I don't know about Mainu. I think Mainu's all right. I think Ahmad's all right, but it's a genuine. Would I take?
City wanted Mainu. City wanted Kobe Mainu when he signed up on the contract. They were talking to him.
Yeah.
And he decided to say, so there is listen, Kobe Mainu, yeah, I'd probably have him at City.
But at the same time, right now, if you're looking at a squad, I don't know.
Yeah, who ahead of?
Nunes, maybe.
Well, up until I'd probably said a Kovacic and Nunes, but the trouble is that even they've turned it around now in the second. And the thing is,
It's a load right as well. I think Deleu's all right as well, to be fair. They've got a few, but right, let's move on from them because they Arsenal dropping points. Firstly,
Blame the referee.
what do you think?
Oh, it's a bit, it's a definite second yellow. I couldn't believe I hadn't seen it live, and I saw these comments saying a disgraceful decision. This was from City fans. I was like, oh, Christ, this sounds a bad one. He's kicked the ball away. The rule is, if you kick the ball away, it is a yellow card. It is not. It doesn't matter if he's tapped it. It doesn't matter if it's gone a few bloody inches or all the way over the pitch. He's kicked it away, stopping that other player kicking the ball. It's a yellow card. A second yellow, deserved to go. I didn't see the game actually until it went 1-1, and then I switched on, and Brighton should have won from there on. I didn't see it before. I think Arsenal were the better team. Some people said it was about even, but I thought Brighton were good. Arsenal have the same question marks that they had last year and the year
They've
before.
got more. I think
it's up here, mate. It's
No,
up here.
I don't think they've got more.
I think they've got more. Do you know what? I think I've spoken it too many times. Rodri's spoken it too many times. The mentality.
Yeah.
I also think that I've said before that only in the last 7 years, the only time anyone's won a Premier League is when they had it won by January, February. That was Liverpool.
Yeah.
Arsenal need to get the league won by January, February if they think they've got any chance. Because if they get into March and they've got us over their shoulder, their heads are going to go. Now,
it's gone. Yeah.
Dropping points at home to Brighton this early on, while City are 9 out of 9 points wise. It's not looking good. Now, my thing is, I think that Arsenal defensively, I don't know if Arteta and Edu have become too obsessed with the defensive side of things, right? They have they're stacked defensively. I'll be honest, they are. They're stacked defensively, and even with kind of defensive midfield role, they've brought in Moreno, they've got Rice, they've got Jorginho. I feel like they've neglected the attacking element, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like, whereas at times you'd look at them and go, do you know what? I'll never use the term scary for Arsenal, but you think, oh, they're a threat going forward. I'm kind of looking at them now thinking,
do you know my thing with Arsenal, and I'm going to ask a genuine question. I looked at Arsenal last year and the year before, and I thought they attack with purpose. They create about 20 chances a game. And I always thought City were the opposite. We create chances, but we could slow a game down. We're a bit more methodic, a bit more pauser about our game.
Yeah.
Am I the only? I know it's only 3 games in, but am I the only one who's thinking Arsenal are playing a lot more slower? And they've gone to where we were last season.
I just think there's question marks, to be honest. And yeah, that's fine. And I know we said about mentality, but just a question for you two boys. Would City or prime Liverpool, when they were really good a few years ago, have taken a 1-1 home draw, even with 10 men? Bear in mind how we did Fulham when we had 10 men for a lot longer.
Well, here's a better one. Brighton, yes, they only had 4 shots on target, but they still created 22 chances.
Yeah.
That's scary. And the thing with Arsenal is, like that was just said, I think they're very toothless up front. They get one injury to Odegaard or to Havertz, they're down to literally reserves. Yeah. They've got nobody.
Yeah. Look, and they've gone out and they've got Raheem Sterling. And look, I'm not. Firstly, I have rival fans sometimes try and say Raheem Sterling's a City legend. Look, I respect Raheem Sterling's numbers for City massively, yeah? And I would even go as far as to say that without Raheem Sterling, we'd have less trophies, right? Because his numbers are undeniable, right? But also, there's a key thing.
The reason we got rid of him.
Look, I did something a while ago looking at his numbers. I haven't got it anymore, but I welcome anyone to go on and look at the numbers he got. Goals, not just goals and assists that Raheem Sterling got when he played with a number 9 and when he played without a number 9. And the numbers they're almost halved. They're almost halved.
What did Arsenal need? They needed someone who got them over that line clinically. When other players were not quite at their tempo, they needed a player who come in, get them there.
Yeah.
With all due respect, and listen, I think Sterling was amazing for us. So before anyone comes after me, I think he was outstanding for us. But the reason we shifted Sterling out was because A, he had the fallout with Pep, but B, because he wasn't clinical anymore.
No.
He was needing 4 and 5 chances to score a goal.
Well,
that isn't what Arsenal need.
Nah, listen, let's be real. There was one game in particular where that I will forever, ever be in my head, right? And if it wasn't for Kevin De Bruyne, we wouldn't have won the league 2021. Right? We wouldn't have won the league against Liverpool. That Wolves game where we had to win, I think we ended up winning 4-1. Can you remember how many opportunities Raheem Sterling missed that game?
Yeah.
He was absolutely shocking. And I think that's where you're spot on. Raheem Sterling, as part of a team with a 9, I get it. Without a 9, and that's why it hasn't worked at Chelsea, because I haven't had an out-and-out number 9. I mean, Jackson's not a 9 for me. It's what it is. I think ultimately there's no one that can tell me that's not last-ditch signing as well, because it was literally a panic signing.
Yeah, but Sterling, look, Arsenal needed, like you lad said, Arsenal needed someone clinical up front, a striker, like that lad from Napoli. If they'd have gone and got him, or Isaac from Newcastle, you'd have gone, could be the business this year. They've literally gone out and got the least clinical forward going at the moment. And I like Sterling. I liked him at City, loved him.
Yeah.
But I'm reading that Perinault, whatever he's called, book at the moment. And one thing I have noticed is when Pep makes comments to his early days at City, he keeps referring to Sterling as missed chances. He says in the book, we're missing too many chances. Raheem is missing too many chances. That sort of thing. I'm paraphrasing, but it's pointing that way. And look, does he improve Arsenal? Not really. I don't particularly think he does. I don't think anyone will look and go, bloody hell, that'll get him over the line. Arsenal got the same issues, and like I say, City and Liverpool would go to win that game against Brighton, and they could well have won it against Brighton. Brighton are a very, very good team, very good. And Arsenal were on the ropes. But that's because Arteta had David Raya lying on the floor for 40 seconds and then gets a yellow card. It's the mentality there is the main thing.
Well, and now, look, the thing is, now they've got, after the international break, they've got Spurs away. No Declan Rice, no Moreno. The positive for Arsenal, they do have Partey back. Partey's looking like he's actually keeping his fitness now. So they've still got Partey and Jorginho. This is what I mean. They're stacked defensively. But look, that's not an easy game. It's a derby, right? It's a derby where Tottenham, look, their results haven't been great this season, but they've started okay. Tottenham are going to want to win that one. Then off the back of that, they're going to have to come to the Etihad. Now, we're already 2 points ahead of them.
I was about to say that. Could be 5 points clear.
Well, let's say they draw with Tottenham, right? That's another 2. That's 4 points before they play us.
Could be 7, yeah.
Right? And for me, for this Arsenal team, that's a fucking long day. And that is a long day.
I'll be honest, if we got something like that, say you got 7 points.
Is it 8? Martin, so it depends. It all depends, because at the moment we're 2 points ahead of them, right? If they drop points to...
Yeah, I know you're talking
about... if they draw to Tottenham, that will then be 4 points ahead of them. And then if they lose to us, that will be 7. Look, if they lose to Tottenham, it will be 8. And do you know what? They could draw with Tottenham, but I'm just...
On the other side, they could come to the Etihad and win on the other side as well.
But
I'll be honest with you, if it got to that level, could it become us on Liverpool?
It will do. If Arsenal... It totally depends on how we see them perform against Tottenham and perform against us. And do you know what? I have to say, Arsenal of last season, I think they could go and get 3 points against Tottenham. They could, because they were. And ultimately, that is how you decide if Arsenal are challengers or not. If Arsenal right now, because last season they did get quite lucky with their injuries, right? Now, if they miss Rice and they miss Moreno's a bit of a, because we don't know, but if they can't go to Tottenham and get 3 points, and then, because if they don't get 3 points against Tottenham, they really do then have to come to the Etihad, not like last season playing for a draw. They have to come to the Etihad trying to fucking win and salvage their season 5 games in, right? It's never a good place trying to come to the Etihad to get to win.
Not so early as well. Where you haven't come so early in a place you haven't lost for 2 years. And listen, again, I will say it, Arsenal could come and win. Not saying they won't. What I'm saying is though, that is going to be so much pressure. I won't know what Arsenal are going to be this year. I need to see how they react.
I think those 2 games, I think you're right. Those 2 games can tell us whether this is the Arsenal of last season that are going to push us all the way and are going to challenge, or actually, if something's gone wrong there, and something going wrong there could be the fact that you've lost 2 leagues.
Well, you've no Rice. Moreno's out to October, November now.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Already looking
I see a Mancunian therapy. You keep saying it. I do know he's out, but I know he's out for 2-3 months. I'm aware of that.
But this is the thing, and this is why some Arsenal fans are asking, well, why did we sell everyone? I know the excuse is, well, they weren't playing last season. I understand that, but what they've done is they've sold the deadwood, but not replaced with anybody.
Yeah, and
look, anybody in?
Jack Moulton, I presume, Gooner Jake. Gooner Jake, you're saying we're overthinking it. It's too early, even if you lose both.
It's
not. Respectfully, this is what I'm telling you, right? Liverpool, the only team to beat a Pep Guardiola team in the last 7 years to the league, is a Liverpool team that had the league won by January. Yeah, because COVID season, between February and May, City were phenomenal. City were absolutely phenomenal. When behind closed doors, City were unreal. Just Liverpool had already done too much. We couldn't catch up with them, right? If you lot are playing catch up with a team that mentally are already all up in your head, right? It just won't happen, bro, because City will not drop off. Like,
you don't give City an 8-point lead and then go, oh, they'll drop that. We won't drop it.
No chance.
We won't drop
it. We don't drop, like... Look, I understand. By the way, just my take on the Declan Rice thing as well. I think it was just very silly from Declan Rice, right? And I think it's harsh. I think it is harsh. However, it's a rule. He kicked the ball away, right? And even when you look at it, he didn't look behind him.
He knows as soon as he does it, he goes.
It's just stupid. It's one of those ones where, you say something and it's stupid, but you said it now. And it's
do you know when you know it's right? When you turn around and going, but the referee last week didn't give that. And what I've found this week is we're now encouraging the referees to continue bad decisions.
Bro,
instead of going, well done to that ref, he did the correct decision. The one last week was wrong.
Well,
we're now encouraging referees to be wrong.
Sorry, lads, I've got to go. I've got to jump. I'm really sorry.
No.
I've got to go.
Appreciate it, Tone.
Take care, lads. Thanks. Great show, Dan.
Cheers. Catch up soon. Yeah, Martin, this is something. Can I actually change this? I reckon I probably can. I'm not going to risk it. Right. That's my way of looking at it is the rules are the rules, right? Do I like the kicking the ball away rule? I actually don't. I think it's a really shit rule. Me and my mate were having a conversation. That rule and the taking your shirt off when you celebrate, right? Those 2 rules, they have too much. They have the potential to impact a game and the season too much to be yellow cards for me, right? There should be, and do you know what? There is context with them. Most things in football, I think black and white is the way to go forward. These I don't.
Football is emotional, and if you start taking emotional reactions out, it's like
Rice frustrated. I get it.
It's like silly. It's so silly that, like the Aguero moment we had. If he was on he was already on a yellow, he gets sent off there.
Yeah,
and you're like, ref, come on, what
Yeah.
you did. And this is there's an old saying, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hate the game. Yeah. And
That's
that's
the
right.
thing with these
the way
rules.
and this is the way I look at it. I think that rule is wrong. And the other thing, we all know some rules are wrong, right? The other thing we know is referees are inconsistent, right? Now, if we know that as fans, the players know that. Refs are inconsistent and the rules are shite, right? So what do? You adapt yourself towards it, right? So all of this, and I had an Arsenal fan say to me, they're convinced now that referees are against them. And I had one say to me, week in, week out, we have decisions go against us. You don't see this with City. And I said, look, every team has things go against them and things not go against, things go for them. And he goes, give me an example. And I go, fucking hell. I go, right. I go, I'm not going to do it. But, bro, I go, Jack Grealish last week, right? He got booked for diving. His boot came off, right? He didn't dive, yeah? And he goes, yeah, but that didn't impact the game. I go, okay, so you want a game? He goes, that didn't impact the game or the season. So I said, well, we don't know the season yet because he's got a yellow against him. If he was to get another yellow, then it might. But okay, I go, 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, we were playing Liverpool. We put a cross into the box. Alexander Trent had his hands by his side, lifted his hands up. The ball struck his hand. We didn't get a penalty. And he goes, you're going 4 years back now. I said, hold on. I gave you one last week. I'm giving you one that impacted the season, right? Luckily, I said, but however, guess what? You never hear about that Alexander Trent one. Why? Because we still won the league. We still won the game, right? When you win, all of a sudden, excuses are no longer excuses and you don't talk about them, right? That is how you win leagues. If you want to leave it and talk about the reasons why you didn't get the job done, that's why you don't win leagues. You win leagues by going, do you know what? It's what it is. Get on with the fucking game and get it done. I guarantee you, in every game of football, at least one decision wrongly goes one way and at least one decision wrongly goes the other way.
I can name you two from last season, Daps.
But they're all out there.
We talk about Akanji's goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, there we go.
But when Alisson stood there, and because he's slightly, it's like, and then we'll talk about when Haaland played Jack through 1-on-1 against Tottenham in the last minute.
But this is the thing, we all have them.
We can all do that.
By the way, Baxter, right? So when you say if the same incident happened with Rodri, you guys would have a complete look last season. If you actually really look at what Rodri did last season,
because we're very actually honest with it,
right? It's just what I'm saying is I feel bad. I think it's harsh. I think what happened to Rice was harsh, but literally, I've seen Arsenal fans saying the Premier League need to come out and apologise. No. Right. What happened to Liverpool at Tottenham last season, that deserved an apology because that was wild, right? This wasn't. It was just a decision that went against. It didn't. No, I'm even falling into that. A decision didn't go against you. The decision was fucking right? It was just the rules a bit shit. Be frustrated, but
two wrongs don't make a right. You can't go, well, that was wrong, and then because we're going to end up down a really silly road if we start playing that.
It's also blaming, it's Brighton at home, right? Ultimately, you should be able to turn around and go, do you know what? We weren't good enough. But I've only heard a handful of Arsenal fans say we weren't good enough. The go-to is, we got robbed by the ref. No, bro. You are the big Arsenal, yeah? You've got, in most combined 11s, you probably put 8 of your players, right? You want to put yourself on a pedestal where, apart from the recent trophies, you're as good as City. Therefore, Brighton at home, get the job done. Simple as. Don't look for excuses at the end and blame the ref. Just go and get the job done. But anyway, it's what it is.
I mean, we never talked about the old Tottenham knocking us out the Champions League or Liverpool knocking us out the Champions League when Sané scored. We can go on and on with that.
I could go into the season Liverpool won the league and talk about early in the season when we played Tottenham at home. It killed our momentum. We scored a goal. It got disallowed because a Tottenham player pulled Laporte's hand into the ball. Literally, he was trying to pull Laporte over. The ball struck Laporte's hand, and then we got a goal disallowed because they go, "Oh, handballed it." But it was like the player was pulling his hand into the ball. How is that handball? But bro, it happens to everyone. It swings around.
Do you know what I'm seeing at the minute? And I'm seeing it in the stream today, and I'm seeing it all day. And I saw it yesterday and the day before. I've seen Arsenal fans say, if we can't beat City on the pitch, let's see what happens with the 115. Now, this is where I'm at. We're at desperation stages when we're sat there going, we may win the league because you get a points deduction. I'm going to break some news to you now. If City get found guilty, City appeal 2 years down the line with that to be heard. You are not going to get any points. City don't get found guilty and down to League One we go.
No,
that ain't going to happen, ladies and gents. So if Arsenal fans or Liverpool are banking on this 115, I beg you to start reading the rules and know what's going on, because it isn't going to come out like that.
Yeah.
City will appeal it. It will go to the High Court and we'll go again. You're talking a year, 2 years to get this done.
And ultimately, again, what is this saying on your mentality? Because Arsenal fans will be very quick to say, look, it's 3 games in, we're overreacting. 3 games in,
don't draw at home to Brighton is basically what we're saying.
But also 3 games in to go, well, let's see what 115 brings, is basically throwing the 115 for me now. When anyone mentions 115, it's a white flag. You're literally throwing the towel in.
You're giving up.
Yeah, you're giving up way too early. But anyway, international break now. Fucking another thing I hate about football.
Something needs to be done about this.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks into a season. We've just had a Euros, 2 weeks, and I mean, great, Rico and Grealish, and but come on.
Yeah, it kills the momentum massively, man. Really does. But yeah, 2 weeks. So a lot to break down in the 2 weeks, and then we'll be back. Martin, you got anything going on?
Yeah, 9:30 tonight. We're doing our tribute to Sven.
Nice, very nice. What
we're going to talk about that lovely year, from the taxing shit on water to, as you know, you were there. So we're even going to talk about the sad case that was Mr. Johnson, Mr. Michael Johnson.
Oh, wow. Quality.
We're going to talk about that summer, how we had a whirlwind week where we brought 150 players in, all from YouTube, and nobody knew anything about them. Remember Gelson Fernandez and Alano and Martin Petrov and all them just appeared.
Do you know Shinapcha's daughter, I believe, is now in charge of Thailand, isn't she?
Yeah, and he's apparently.
Does that mean we get some money? Do we get some money back?
As well, has he just been cleared of something? You know, when he went in prison for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Sure, he's just been cleared of that as well, saying that he shouldn't have been imprisoned.
Oh, you know what? God bless. Thank you, Thailand, for doing all of that, because I think that was the catalyst to us being bought out by.
I would have loved to have got Stefan Bolson on, because he actually did it. He triggered all that deal. So I'd have loved to have got him on to talk about this, because I just think Sven. I've never met him, but he was such a gentleman. It was a year, and I just remember being away at Middlesbrough. You were probably there, Daps. That was just it was mad. And then when you're reading that documentary that Richard Dunn told Sven during the week that they'll throw the game, they'll give it up, they'll go on strike. And Sven, I keep calling him Pep. Sven went, no, be professional. Well, Richard Dunn lasted about 5 minutes on his professionalism before he got the red and went off. Everyone just dropped the ball and give up.
The funny thing is, everyone, when you talk about Middlesbrough, because it's funny that we see Middlesbrough as like sometimes Middlesbrough is spoke about as one of the dark days, right? We were actually back in the Premier League then, and we actually were spending.
We were in Europe, weren't we? Yeah. We got in Europe that year as well.
Yeah,
but this is the belief. Do you know this belief of when we got taken over by Mansour? That we were third bottom. We were in the Europa.
Yeah.
At the time, UEFA. Because you remember Midtjylland and everywhere else we were going. That night against Hamburg.
And that's what I mean. You're looking at Middlesbrough 8-1, and actually that was when we were
hammering. That was just the players went on strike.
Yeah.
Michael Ball stood there going, I don't really care.
But I tell you what, Michael Johnson's a good one to chat on, man. Michael Johnson, what a player. For any City fans,
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Johnson, for me, the two ones.
The demons of money, where it can just change you.
Well, money and injuries. Michael Johnson
Money and injuries, yeah.
Michael Johnson and Paul Lake, the two players, what they could have been.
Yeah, but there was loads of them. There was Joseph Hernandez, there was Charlie Charluka, who I think he was the only. I mean, there was Alano we had, Garrido. There was
Giovanni,
a few.
Giovanni.
Andres Isaacson, the emergence of Joe Hart and Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads.
Stevie Ireland.
Yeah, Stevie Ireland's. 3 grandmas died that year. And that was, but these are the funny things what I talk about, because Sven, like the club found out because Sven sent him some flowers to his family. And his family went,
old school, wasn't he? He was proper old school manager, man.
His grandma's alive. What do you mean you're sending me flowers? Honestly, Sven sends a bouquet of flowers to Ireland's family to be told she's alive and well, mate. And Ireland ended up getting in trouble.
I remember that now you said that.
No, but that's how mad it was. And then he scores that wonder against Reading and pulls his pants down for his Superman undies. It's like, that was a mad season.
Yeah, very mad, very mad, very mad. Right. Well, what time's that? So that's 9:30.
9:30,
that's
yeah.
on Mancunian way. Thank you to everyone for staying with us for the full hour and 20 minutes. I am going to relax now. No YouTube for the rest of the evening and spend some time with my daughter and eat some food. Just one super chat needs to go through. Where are they?
I think Pep Lop's got one. Been asking about it.
Yeah. People up. Pep is going to stay until Vinny is ready, I think.
Just forewarn that. I'm not sure I want Vinny if you're watching that new bit. Watch that bit. Anyone seen season 2 of that Burnley doc?
I've seen bits of it.
Not sure I want Vinny as manager right now because he might cause World War III.
For me, Vinny, it's a beautiful, lovely, romantic
needs to calm
story.
Down. Seriously, calm.
Well, I think Pep would be looking at that going, no. That is not how you speak. And the other thing is, look, he needs to do a lot more, man. He needs to do a lot more. Like, but we'll see. Look, if Vinny wins, if Vinny does a three-peat over in Germany, does a treble, then we can start listening to those. But for me at the moment, keep Vinny well away from City until he proves himself, because I love
you do that. And the stream Dave as well, asking about Pep's contract.
Right, we will be back next week, people. We are out.